Hello everybody! As you can see, the light is not as much of a problem anymore because as any sane person in the world, when I realized there was a lighting problem, I just decided I would shoot at night instead. Because that's how an IB brain works, innovative solutions to problems. Right? Am I right? Of course I am. So today's video on our IB survival guide is about, is IB right for you? Because when I applied to IB, a question I didn't really think about asking myself was, is IB right for me? I saw TOK, I was interested in TOK, and I just kind of went for it. It was a decision that I made because I wanted high school to be different than middle school, and I wasn't sure what high school was going to be like because I was a middle schooler, and I know IB is different all around the world, so if you're in middle school and you're going into high school, I have some things you can look into for yourself, and if you're in high school and you're thinking about joining the IB program because you don't have a GS program like we did, I also have some pointers and tips for you since you've missed out on some good stuff that the GS program gave me personally. So when it comes to being a middle schooler, you are on top of the world, you're in the top of your school, you're doing well in your classes, so you want to do something challenging, and one of your local high schools has a GS-IB program or just an IB program, and you want to be part of that, you need to look at how you learn things. IB has a different, almost teaching philosophy than you might say AP does. IB is all about the way you think about things. It's a step away from straightforward questioning. They want you to think for your answers. They want you to embellish and reason and use your TOK like ways of knowing and areas of knowing to learn how to say things. And I'm sorry I'm looking in that direction. I'm just not very good at looking at a camera yet. Your schooling is important, and IB can look good on a college application, but it is not going to make or break what colleges you get into. And as much as I would recommend IB to the people in my life because it's been an important and shaping figure in who I am today, not everyone learns that way, and I think it's important that you take note of that, because AP can be just as good, and so can taking normal classes and just getting good grades in those. You know? When questioning if a program is right for you, you need to look into yourself first. You need that level of introspection, because I can't help you survive IB if IB is not something you'd enjoy. This whole video series is meant to help with the way you get through IB, because even if it is how you learn, the IB program is a tough program. I won't sugarcoat it because there's nothing to sugarcoat. It's a hard program, and everyone that's in it is intellectually challenged. So you do need some help sometimes surviving something like that, but you're not going to be able to survive at all if it's not the right type of program for you. Now, I had the pleasure to do a GS IB program, which starts with the Global Studies portion of IB, and it's essentially IB prep classes. They're all prefaced with GS, but you take these like mock exams. Like I took a mock IO in 10th grade. I did GOPs my freshman year, and I don't think I really knew what they were. It's important to know what you're getting into almost, because I feel like I wasn't prepared for the IOP when I got there, even though I'd been doing GOPs up to that point. We did a WA in freshman year, and by the time I got to junior year, I didn't even register it anymore. It's all about prep. It's all about changing the way you think. And I think GS does a good job at changing the way you answer questions and looking at like a what, how, so what form of thesis creation. But I also think that it can fail a little bit, and so does normal high school if you don't have a GS program or if you only have IB prep programs, in dumbing down almost the exams to make them easier for kids just getting into the program. They don't really explain to you what it is in the terms of IB. They just give you a rudimentary, like, this is the GOP, take this literary thing, analyze some quotations, and present them, please. And the WA was like, here's a book, write me an essay on it. It didn't really have the IO STW process, which created a disconnect in my mind personally when we did it in junior year. I know that a lot of IB programs are changing how they do English this year, but that's not exactly helpful for those who have been doing GOPs and STWs, and it's a lot to do, and taking prep courses might not always prepare you for it. But if you are a high schooler and you are considering going into the IB program without a prep program, I recommend doing some research on what the exams are and what they are for and how you can do them before you make a decision, because it's a completely different type of test taking. I have never had to study for a test my entire life, but I think I might just have to for chemistry this year, because chemistry, HL, is a demanding course, and it's just not enough to be able to memorize information, because you're not doing that standardized, here is information, pick a bubble. It takes a certain finesse of the mind and how you process the world that IB changes and shifts so you can take these tests. But if that's not something you want to do, if you don't want to have to write a comparative essay on 2 books and have memorized quotations for your paper 2, then IB is just not for you, and that's okay. You don't have to take it. You can't survive an IB if you don't want to be there, is basically the point I'm trying to make. If IB might be right for you if you're into essay writing, if you're good at being able to comprehend a question, even if you may not have seen it before. I know that an area I struggle in personally is I do better at math after I see an example problem, but IB Math wants to keep you on your toes. They want you to grow as a student, and in order to grow as a student, they need to challenge your mind by giving you new problems that aren't just insert and get an answer. But I'm super good at essay writing, which is helpful in English, French, or your A language and B language, HODA, or whatever history you take, TOK for the EE, and all of those things. So it all counts on that. If you want to take TOK as a class, you might look into just taking TOK and not becoming an IB student. That might be a little bit difficult depending on your program, but the IB program is beneficial, but it is not for everyone. AP will do you just as much, honors classes will do you just as much, and so will normal regular high school classes. I would say that AP is for those who are slightly more on the creative side of things for essay writing, but still are hard cut on these are the facts, and this is how I should apply them. Honors classes are for those who are better at standardized tests, and IB is for those who aren't maybe necessarily great at standardized tests, but know how to analyze very well. They know how to work things out in their head very well. I can't answer the question, is IB right for you, because I don't know who you are to that extent. I don't know the type of learner that I'm speaking to right now, but I can tell you the type of learners I have seen succeed. I have seen people that lean more towards an existentialist type of learning style thrive in the IB program. Progressivists also thrive in the IB program. But if you are hard cut, these are the facts. And this IB is much more about the implications, is the main point of IB, I think. It's here are the facts, what do they mean? While AP might be here are the facts, what do you do with them? And honors is here are the facts. Remember them. And that's how I would choose how you proceed in the future of your high school career. And I wish you luck in all of your IB classes and your IB applications and everything you're going to do, because it will be so fantastic, because everyone learns differently, but everyone is smart. So good luck and have a wonderful day.